everyone. Welcome back to AskAmy. Look what's up. We could not wait any longer. So we put our beautiful tree up this weekend. Even waiting till this weekend felt really hard. So anyway, it's a fun time of year. So I have a question today from Catherine. And I love this question. I love a lot of these questions, but this one I think is so interesting, and I experience it too. It's a really kind of cool thing. Okay, so Catherine says, there's a pattern I've noticed over the years. I have a lot of physical symptoms with my anxiety, and I find very often that they can be sparked by someone talking about them, seeing a news article, or even saying the word. For example, palpitations, and funny enough, even typing it here. So she says or types palpitations, for example, and bam. For example, I have a horrible head rush symptom that seems to show up occasionally. I hadn't had it for a year, but the previous time it happened was during a visit from a good friend. I met up with her again months later, and we were having a lovely chat. We were playing with our kids when she said casually, "Oh, how's the head rush symptom?" About 20 minutes later, I had the worst one I'd ever had. It was terrifying and so real. I have another friend, and we both have dizziness. She finds the same happens with her. So now we just refer to it as D so that we don't set each other off. Love that. I wondered if you had any inspiration on this topic and could shed some light. So also, I didn't mention this, but in part of Catherine's message to me, she mentioned that she feels that because she's creative, or she's been told by therapists and others that because she's a very creative type, she's highly suggestible. So that's like a personality trait that she says she has, or something that kind of leads to what we're talking about here. So okay, so Catherine, please forgive me, because I don't mean to make light of the symptoms that you're feeling at all, but I think this is so cool. I just think it's like, and me too, like I said, really, me too. This has happened for years. Like I can just, it used to happen for me around, and it doesn't anymore, but it did for a long time around feeling like I couldn't take a deep breath, and it would happen before I would get on an airplane. So years ago, when I had a lot of anxiety, I had some panic attacks on airplanes at times. And so I would always start to feel my chest get tight on the way to the airport. So again, or even thinking about going to the airport. So it would be like I would just be on my way, and at some point my mind would say, I wonder if that thing's going to happen, that tight chest thing's going to happen. And bam, within seconds, minutes at most, it would happen. So exactly what you're saying, just the word dizzy or palpitation, sorry, I'm saying them all now, head rush thing, whatever. What it does is it it just puts a thought in our head, right? All it does is it has our mind go there. But what I want you to see in this is that the symptom, what you're calling this scary physical anxiety symptom, this thing that you feel, is only the physical manifestation of a thought. That's all it is. So you think dizzy, or you hear dizzy, and your mind has created dizzy, and now your body sometimes in some way or another feels dizzy. It expresses the thought that's been there, because it's all one system, right? It's all one thing. So what I think this has the potential to do for you is to help you see, wow, aren't we amazing creatures? That this dizziness means, clearly, this dizziness means absolutely nothing when I can see that I just planted it there. This palpitation, you don't need to rush to the hospital for that one. It means absolutely nothing, because you can see the link. You can see, wow, I thought it, I typed it, I said it, and now look how my body responds. Now, what this gets to open up for us is huge. What this ultimately gets to open up is, wow, there's nothing physically wrong with you, which everyone with physical anxiety kind of knows that in some way, because usually we've been told, right? You've gone to the doctor, you've had all this stuff checked out, they've said there's nothing wrong with you. So it's your mind going there, just thinking stuff, and then your body is highly sensitive or suggestible in your terms, same thing, right? You have a body that's sensitive to thinking, and so it just expresses and kind of finishes the sentence. Your mind puts the picture there, puts the thought there, your body finishes the sentence. But for you to be able to see that And truly to see, wow, if you wanted to, I'm not saying do this, but if you wanted to, you could play with this. You could say any words. You could probably create, just by thinking about something, any physical symptom, anything in your body. And that is cool. I know you might not like all the symptoms, but that is cool. I mean, that is just so insightful into how we work. And again, ultimately, here's the promise and the freedom in this for you, is ultimately what we get to see is, wow, when I feel stuff, all that is the flip side of a thought. Thought someone gave you, a question someone asked you, a word you typed, whatever it might be. It's the physical expression of that. It means absolutely nothing beyond that. Like, just, it means absolutely nothing, period, right? It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you ever. Now, it's uncomfortable. You say the head rush thing and all this is so uncomfortable and so real. It is, but I want you to consider that it's uncomfortable and feels so real because up until now, it's looked like that symptom means something in and of itself. And for you to see, oh, wow, this symptom doesn't mean anything in and of itself. It's just my mind went somewhere and then my body followed suit, because that's how it goes. You see that? Like, this is really cool. And it really has the potential to blow this whole thing up for you in a good way. Meaning, like, your mind can think things. Your body just kind of follows the commands that your mind gives it. And what if you get to sit back and kind of watch that whole thing play out with amusement? What if you get to just be like, oh, isn't that funny? Look at how this works. Because again, there's safety in it. There's safety in it. Your body knows how to just put on this physical show, and then those feelings and sensations pass and you're fine. You're safe. There's not a real physical issue here. Your mind clears, your body clears, and things change and shift, and you're on to the next. And to just be able to see it in that way, see that that's the only thing ever going on, really, really amazing. So I hope you can see the freedom in that. It's really, really kind of cool. I love this question. So thanks so much for sending that. I hope that's helpful for anyone. You know, I'm going to create a course soon. I have a whole list of specific topical courses I'm creating. And one is around physical anxiety, because I hear from so many people and that looks and sounds like it's something else. You know, it looks like, oh, I have physical anxiety. Well, okay, that, you know, I get it, you feel it, and that freaks you out more. But to really drill this down, really simplify it and see all that is still thought. And then, you know, thought gets expressed physically. But the physical stuff you're feeling isn't the problem. The palpitations, the dizziness, like there's no danger in that. It's just your mind. It's just your body doing what your mind is creating. So to start to see the whole thing and just with fascination and with a little distance, you know, because it isn't so scary and real, that'll have all these symptoms feeling less and less uncomfortable, or to not give you a double negative, more and more comfortable, less and less scary. And when when what our body is doing and what our mind is doing isn't scary, it doesn't do it anymore. There's just no problem in it. We can feel anything physically, mentally, emotionally. And when we aren't afraid of it, there is no problem. And it's not going to keep happening when we're not giving it attention and fear. So thank you, Catherine, so much for sending this question. Thanks, everyone, for listening. And I'll see you back here next Monday.